Hello and welcome back to Tactical Shaminho. This week we've been lucky enough to have exclusive access to the chairman of Inter Bex. I'll now pass you over to our interviewer who's with Becky right now.
Hi Becky, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with the team here at Tactical Shaminho. I know you're really busy and like to keep a low profile, so it's a real privilege to speak to you today.
Thank you very much.
I guess I'll start off by asking a few things about you. Are you able to disclose what type of business you're in?
I don't want to give away too much as I'd be giving you secrets on how to become a rich oligarch. What I can say is that it isn't easy to get into the position I am in right now.
I can imagine. What made you go into the EA Sports football industry?
The club didn't exist before me. That isn't an arrogant comment, but I have seen other owners make a massive hash of running their club, and I thought with my ambition, knowledge, and of course with a lot of help, that I could do a better job. I wanted a club that could win leagues and trophies, but also do it in a way where it was sustainable whilst playing attractive football, so that our supporters and fans would enjoy watching it.
It's very admirable that you want to do this for your fans. What do they mean to you?
Pounds and dollars. Joking aside, they're clearly as demanding as I am as the owner, but they're the help and support the team needs to win games.
It's good to see that you've got a sense of humour and are light-hearted.
Yes, of course. I've got to be a little laid back as this industry would otherwise consume me.
I was slightly nervous speaking to you, so that put me at ease. So what have been the challenges of running your club?
I guess what people, supporters and fans don't realise is the amount of sacrifice I have to make. Days go by where I've had to give up my downtime or have to show commitment to ensuring the smooth running of the club by not being able to do things I want to do in my personal life. But that's on a personal front. In terms of the actual business side of the club, there are many challenges that have varied from finding the right manager, all the way through to the transfer window of bringing in quality players and getting rid of those that aren't suited to us. Then there's Inter Bex Academy, in which I invest heavily in the development of youth and senior playing staff.
Okay, so starting with the manager, what made you choose Sham?
I think when he came on the market from Stoke Alonia, it was a no-brainer. He clearly created the best club in the world in FIFA 14, and after I took the time to speak to him about our project here, I discovered his perseverance and ambition to become number one. He is a disciplinarian, which I like because he takes a huge workload off me. He's a bit of a control freak, but at the same time gives his players the flexibility to express themselves and therefore give their best performance without compromising his philosophy of high-intensity, functional football.
Yes, the manager's philosophy and system seems to be his trademark.
I disagree. He simply finds the best way to work with the team's personality and ability. A lot of teams dislike matches against us due to our relentless and ruthless attitude. Of course, you'll get many complaining about the team, but that's what you get for not coming in with a strong, efficient plan that works to everyone's individual strengths.
Right there, after an initial inconsistent period, the team seems to be winning games at a 90% win ratio.
Well, I'm not happy unless I get a 100% win ratio. Of course, I'm realistic about our aim, but the team needs to always strive to do better. I remember during the initial period, the manager had huge challenges getting the right profile of player. And we quite rightly churned through so many pros because they didn't have the right attitude, had egos, were greedy, had no mental strength, or just didn't progress in their development. Once we had a more stable first team, the play style was very fluid, fast-paced attacking, but it's evolved a lot more since then to become the system we have now. I'm happy with our progress, but I share what the fans and supporters want, and we will always demand more.
I love that you share that hunger. Where do you see the club at the end of the season?
There's absolutely no doubt I want the club to be the undisputed number one in the world. Anything less is a failure.
So, who do you think are the key players to get you there?
Now that's a silly question. The entire team, from myself right down to the cleaners, have made us this strong. If I focus on the players on the pitch, it's the manager's vision and perseverance in getting each and every player to perform their role in perfect synchronicity. It's never just one player, and whilst being a cliche, it couldn't be further from the truth. It really is a team effort.
We heard that Jack, otherwise known as Jammy Cloggy, is your favourite player.
This is exactly why I don't speak to the media. They twist my words and put it out of context. All I said was was if I had to choose the favourite name from the team, then it would be Jammy Cloggy. Just like the sound of it rolls off the tongue.
Well, thanks for putting that straight. What's your relationship with the players like?
I keep my distance. I let Sham do his job. When I can, I watch over the games and give the manager my feedback, but my knowledge lies in the business side of the club, so I leave the actual football to the people that know. If I were to get too close to the players, then it would just convolute and confuse our path, so I think it's best to know where our boundaries are.
Inter Bex has a famous academy, and we've seen players develop into the great players they are today, as well as seeing some exceptional talent breaking into the first team.
When I made this club, one of my priorities was development. Every meeting we had this high on the agenda. We wanted to develop players' minds, bodies and ability, and through this I've seen the senior squad go from strength to strength. What I'm really proud of is our youth system. Jammy Cloggy came up quickly from the youth squad, and look at how important he is to our first team. Of course, everyone has heard of Unique Coutinho, Little Ben. He's been heralded as a future star. I've seen him. He will quite possibly be the best player on FIFA 15. I will not stop investing in the academy, as that is the foundation of our success.
I can see Inter Bex being run as an old-school community-led club with that approach. How are you going to mix that with the modern times in the transfer market?
I think everyone knows that I haven't been afraid to sign a blank cheque if we are after the right player for the club. However, I do think the majority of players in the market in drop-ins fall well below the standard we require. Generally don't see much value in the market at the moment, and it is very rare that we see it at all. We have agents approach the club requesting we take on new players, but I share the same feelings towards them as the manager. They are quite simply glory hunters who think they are entitled to play with us without earning it. I will never accept players like this in my squad.
Well, that sounds ruthless, but I can see from your nature and passion that it makes sense. I know I've taken plenty of your precious time, so I'm pretty much coming to the end of the interview. Are you able to give us an insight of the squad that not many people outside would know?
I guess it's the different personalities of the squad. Stu, for example, who is magic on the ball, is the practical joker of the team. I guess he gets away with it being the most senior member of the team. George, also known as the Zorky, is the computer whiz. He helps out massively with all the technical stuff I don't know about. Then we have Stu again, as well as Big Ben, who is Magikarp Splash, who are quite possibly the worst people to do accents. We have some real characters within the team, which makes it a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Becky. I wish you well for the season, and I have no doubt you'll hit the targets you've set whilst having fun on that journey.
It's been a real pleasure.
Now back to the studio at Tactical Shaminho.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and most importantly, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. See you next week.